Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, thanks a bunch for stopping by. Today's beer comes from Fat Orange Cat Brewing Company. What a name! And guys, these guys are up in Connecticut. Uh, and believe it or not, I was able to get this beer at the beer store here. Went out to see Martin at the Barrel Chest, and he had this, and I'm going, very interesting that you got a Connecticut beer down here, especially a brewery that I've never heard of before being distributed this far down. So was was impressed that it was available here, guys. And they're calling this an Imperial IPA or a double, coming in at 8%. It does have the ABV on the can, and it has the canned on date of 9/21/18 on the bottom of it. So they're doing that part correct. Uh, Over to Untapped, they say the hop combination of Azacca and Simcoe creates a unique and intense mix of tropical fruit flavors up front with a creamy, mellow finish. So hopefully it's going to be real tasty. Uh, Plain Jane silver can with a stick-on wrap around a label, which tells me that they're spending their money on what's going inside the can, rather than printing up a bunch of fancy artwork on a can you're going to either throw away or recycle. So, with that being said, let's pop the top on this big 16-ounce can and get it into the glass and see what we got. It's a little hazy coming out, so let's step up the pour here. And I'm not going to be able to get the last little bit in there, but we will before we go off camera. About a half a finger of head on that. And guys, that looks like a New England style beer right there. Not the bright orange color that a lot of them have. Looks like it's a watered down version a little bit, but it definitely looks like an unfiltered New England style double IPA, if you will. So let's get it to the nose, see what we got. Oh, very nice hop aroma. I'm getting oranges and mango and maybe some papaya. Nice tropical fruit notes on this one, guys. Maybe a slight hint of some grapefruit in there. Maybe even some peaches. It's got a nice aroma. It really does. I'm impressed. On the aroma, I would probably buy this beer again, but I don't get over to the other side of town where the Barrel Chest is very often. Uh, if this was at my go-to beer store, which is on this side of town, whether it's a grocery store like Kroger's or some other store, I would probably buy this pretty regularly, probably based on the aroma. So let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Now, the aroma is a little more stronger than the taste. The taste, I'm getting nice oranges, nice citrusiness, maybe a little hint of some grapefruit in there. But the nose it's got more going on than the taste does for some unknown reason. It's not the off the chain New England style taste that I'm used to by looking at it. It looks like it is, but the taste it tastes like it's watered down to me, guys. It's a little thin for a double IPA, and it looks a little watered down in the glass too. So, well, let's right out of the fridge. Let me throw the back end pour in there. And it looks like there's a little chunkiness in there in the bottom of it. So that changed the color just a little bit, brought a little bit more orange. And notice maybe I ought to take one more sip before I go off camera. That helped the looks of this beer tremendously, that back end pour. So you got some settling going on with this beer. Yeah, looks more like orange juice now. Not quite so thin looking. A little bit more taste now. Pretty pleasant. That's a pleasant beer. Well, let me sip on this one and let her taste it, and then we'll come back and see where it ends up. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Nice lacing is left on the glass here. Not super impressive, but very nice indeed. This beer, when I first tasted it, I'm going, and then I poured the last pour in and it brightened up and looked like more like orange juice, but it still doesn't have that off-the-chain New England style aroma and taste to me, guys. Looks like it does, but it doesn't. Decent beer, no doubt. Not world-class by any means or outstanding, but a nice beer. They give us ABV and the canned on date on it, and it is definitely, to me, looking like a New England style double IPA, but the hop profile and taste are very subdued, guys. It's decent. It's decent. To me, it's a good first attempt, in my honest opinion. But it does not compare with a Treehouse or a Trillium or any of those other guys that are doing these style of beers very, very, very well. They need to work on their. They need to work on theirs. But I hadn't seen it before, and it was over there, and it was recommended, so we picked it up, and in my opinion, guys, it leaves a little bit to be desired. If you've never had a New England style IPA or double IPA, this would probably be very, very impressive. But with all the ones that I've had from many brewers that are doing this style, not just across the country but around the world, this is a little bit subdued on the taste and the aromas. So let's do the final chug here, guys. Nice beer, tasty beer, and I would probably buy this beer again if it was available on this side of town. I didn't have to drive 30 miles to go get it. But it is not a 10 beer in my opinion. It's not even an A beer. I'm going to give this A minus, guys. 90 from me on this one. But I do appreciate these guys putting the ABV and the canned on date on it. I mean, that's the two things we need to have to make an educated purchase. So I just think their recipe needs to be tweaked just a little bit, and they could have a 10 beer on their hands here, guys. So I'm not sure if they produced this beer before or whatever, but I think it has potential. I really do. So 90 for me. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.01, which is about in the 90 range, A minus. And over to Untapped, they have it at 3.94, which is in their B plus range to me. So we're giving it the benefit of the doubt since it has the ABV and the canned on date on it, and it's a very nice attempt. And if you've never had one, like I said, this will be a pretty good one to jump into or give it a try. But if you've had one before, this is probably going to be a little lackluster. So with that being said, if you've had Vito, the beer whale cat, imagine that, beer whale cat. I don't know if I've ever seen a beer whale cat. Of course, I don't live on the coast. If you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.